daughter getting ready to burst in. Hello everybody, this is Grimcat, and we are here on Wednesday for some Dungeons & Dragons. We are playing 5th edition. We are in a custom homebrew campaign that we like to call the Shifting City. Although, like, half the time we wind up calling it the Shitty City. Because, you know, it rhymes. I'm going to go ahead and mostly jump right into it, because, man, like, everything that happened last week was combat. It was just this combat, and we're still in the middle of this combat.
I reckon it's still going to be the rest of this session and then some.
But there's a good chance. I mean, it sort of depends. We are sort of in the outside areas that's called the safe lands on your map, which we have discovered are sort of less than safe. We're sort of going on an expedition type thing in order to gain supplies for this community that's going on the other side of this this curtain that's experiencing a ton of time anomalies. And we have been followed by a bunch of trolls. Well, it was really just one troll, but it was believed that it was some sort of raiding party. We sort of laid in wait and were going to set up an ambush of it. And then we sort of got into a discussion with them. And discussions sort of quickly broke down when we can understand them, but they cannot understand us. They demanded something, a toll of some sort, because they were somewhat understandably a little bit miffed that we were intruding on their territory. We offered them a polymorphed gerbil or something of that nature for food.
No, the gerbil was using one of my wild changes.
Well, yeah, not polymorphed, but
imagine using polymorph on a gerbil.
And the trolls were somewhat insulted by this offering. The gerbil turned into a T-Rex, surprising everybody and sort of initiating combat. And we've sort of been here in combat, taking back and forths. Both groups are looking kind of rough, but we only know that we've really killed one. Two are currently banished to the elsewhere or something. I don't
to the Shadow Realm.
exactly have a name for it. But they're likely not having a good time. But some of the rest of the party is no longer having a good time either. I believe Adrian, you did get healed, so you may not be very low anymore? Or are you still low? Rick got healed. You're still very low, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't get healed.
Yeah.
I'm ready to run back out in the middle of the fight. I got healed.
Now, can we go over what killed what again? This guy took, what, fire damage or was it acid damage?
I believe this guy was fire damage.
And we know fire works on blues, too.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work on greens? We should have wrote this down.
Like, I know the
Yeah.
answer to it, but...
But you know if we know. Because I don't remember if we know that you know that we know.
I'm not
You
sure.
If you don't know, then your character doesn't know.
The other thing I do forget, this purple is Edward's black tentacles. This red is the Thornwall. I do not remember what this yellow is.
It was a hailstorm.
Hailstorm.
It was a rough area
tentacles
for
are down, I think,
Bunton,
that's
I
fine.
believe.
Yeah, it'll be over when it end of my next turn, I believe.
Oh no, was it that spike growth?
No, that was my hail because I was yellow.
No,
Well,
you're right. It was spike growth. Spike growth is up here last.
Yeah.
The hailstorm, the retreating terrain is difficult anyway, so for the most part.
The hailstorm was very, very long ago.
Right, so I guess we can get right back into this combat and see what's going on. We're going to start at the top of the turn with Sadie. You still haven't really given anyone else like explicit instructions to start getting involved, and generally they sort of wait. They have moved forward somewhat anxiously, as well, things are sort of anxious. But also these sort of our bone walls are definitely kind of in the way of the path that most people want to travel, so they kind of have to go around that.
Of course.
Sadie is going to come 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's not going to actually help Adrian, mostly because she doesn't have anything that will help Adrian. But, she's going to be asking you some other odd questions. Basically, how you're doing. How are you feeling right about now? And could you explain it properly, please?
I gave a blood cooling scream.
Fair enough. However, it is also going to be your turn, Adrian.
Okay. Don't mind me. I have my sheet open. That's what I was looking for. Shit, sorry. I forgot to get to reopen them. Yay.
Yeah. I would like to remind you that if you're casting fireballs in there, Tadpole is currently restrained and won't get a deck save for it. Because she is grappled.
Poor
this guy?
Tadpole.
Yes, by that guy.
So no dim light in any of these you can teleport into?
Mm-mm.
That's sad. I was gonna cast tentacles. Does she get hit if she's in the hand of this guy who's above the tentacles?
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
If you're recasting tentacles, you can just move your old tentacle. Yeah.
Texting Callie to see if we can play, and she
I
also
have
asked
script-
if
I
I
can't-
wanted to do a
I can't move it
little
actually.
play with her and Lizzie. She'll make costumes and stuff, and rehearsals start next week on Thursday. We do, and then the rehearsals
Why won't
start
you let
next
me
week
move
on
you?
Thursday, every Thursday.
What?
Because you
The
suck.
Pokemon
She asked me if I
movie?
wanted to be in a play and with her, and I said yes. The rehearsals will start.
I
next
can move
week.
both of them.
Rehearsals will start next week on Thursday.
For what? We'll talk about this later. Ask me again after my game, kiddo, okay?
I said yes, because it's going to be super fun. She's making costumes and stuff, and tomorrow she's going to make the lines and mail it to me.
Okay.
Shall do the here.
Alright, I'm sorry. What?
Tentacles, here.
Alright. Go ahead and post it up. My daughter was talking to me the entire time.
About costumes?
Oh yeah, about being in a play for something.
Deck saved.
That's cute.
I'm not entirely sure because it's obviously not for school. Go ahead and make one for the Skullingtons. I will make one for the Trolls, starting up at the top.
The skeletons all fail.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, don't have any of those saved.
Fail,
Whoops,
fail.
I accidentally rolled initiative.
So fail.
More trolls appear.
Don't give me ideas.
Technically, that is a dex check, or is that a save? I don't know. That's proficiency in it, right?
Yeah, it's got proficiency attack.
Moving over to the green trolls, who are pretty decent.
But they
Well,
have no
not decent enough.
proficiencies.
The only second gluttonous makes it.
So
see if it's
yeah,
damage.
it's 18. All right, go ahead
Yeah,
and hit for damage.
Initiative doesn't add proficiency. Initiative is just flat dex.
Oh, yeah, no, it is. It is. But they don't have any sort of bonus to their dex. So,
No.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, sorry, I switched off you.
how could you?
And then
Actually, no, I don't have that. I thought I had peeling wood in the staff. It's just cure wounds. Never mind.
okay.
He just started his turn there, so that's a save.
He does start his turn there. It is a save. That's the wrong one.
Wait, is he the one that succeeded or failed?
He's the one who failed.
Oh, look, he takes damage anyways.
Yes. Could you give me a roll for how much damage he takes?
13 lovely damage.
He takes 13 lovely damage. Giving him the extra 1 damage he needed to go unconscious.
Yay. Someone burn him now. Tadpole's free, yay.
Wait, okay, she's free.
She is free now. Alright.
Someone
let's see.
playing Tadpole then, I assume.
Tadpole sheets. Is she next to anybody? She is not. Well, nobody conscious anyways.
or in this.
Yeah, nobody that she can kill, leastways. Alright, I suppose she will move in, attack, and then move out. Attacking the big blue troll. I believe she gets 1, 2. Both of those are going to hit. And then she is going to pull back. Oh no. For some reason I thought that one was friendly. Alright. This troll is off in the nowhere currently. Having a bad time of things. Guts, it is your turn.
Wonderful. Fire spells would be real useful right about now, but I don't got none. So instead, the troll next to me, or the one
Mm-hmm.
I won't call him next to me, but yeah, purple. Gonna cast Dissonant Whispers. At 3rd level, why the hell not?
Alright, wisdom saving throw for purple. Probably does not make it.
No, he does not.
Alright, so 3d6 psychic damage.
Should I add 2 more 1d6s for the...
Yes, you should. For whatever level you cast it at.
Wonderful.
Rick is running away. Go
screaming.
chase him.
He's screaming.
He
So
is.
good, I can catch.
He's not necessarily a happy boy. Displacer Beast, really not going to do anything. The Troll is going to... First of all, regenerate. I actually didn't do that on the other one, but we're going to do it anyway. It's going to start its turn in a thing, so it does make a dex check against the Edverge tentacles. It does not make it, so that's 3d6.
Close the check to get out at that point. It takes damage anyways. That's just the one that failed. Is it the one that failed?
No, this is the one that succeeded. Okay.
Oh, then yeah, you're good then.
Okay.
I thought that was the other one for some reason.
Gotcha. Alright, well then he is going to move 5, 10, 15,
Daddy.
20, 25, 30.
How many times did he just move?
A bunch, so he's going to take a bunch of damage from it.
He just rocked through like 25 feet of thorn.
Yep.
That's what, 6? 5.
5, I believe. Or 5 procs of it, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just gotta look up the damage again.
5 squares.
I think it's 2d4.
Yeah, it is. So 10d4. Five is 10. 25.
He took 1 damage for every foot.
Yep.
Basically. Alright, the scout is going to take a shot.
Wait, did he move?
He did.
I wasn't paying attention. Didn't he fail his other check? He should be restrained.
Do you need one?
I mean, he started there, he failed, he took damage, it means he's restrained. He has to make a check to get out of it.
Okay. Well, then he doesn't take that damage.
Ah.
Sorry.
The scout, gonna shoot. At the biggin. Whoops. Sue. Again. Now you're going to start approaching closer, but not really doing so much. This troll is going to regenerate.
And take 9 damage.
He's actually going to do something different because, again, this is the one I sort of forgot with. He's going to pull out a thing while he's restrained. He's not actually moving right now, but he's pulling out some sort of bucket. Basically what it looks like to you. He's going to hold it over his head, and basically water just flows from the bucket, enveloping him. It's not, the normal amount of water that should be in a bucket. It's basically just pouring out of him.
Well, that's worrying.
I just remembered something. For the love of God, have Tadpole summon an elemental, please.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while.
One of them starts pouring water over himself. Let's summon a water elemental. They've got to be weak to that.
No, let's have the water elementals fight each other. Like a big Godzilla fight.
Your big, what they call
All
them?
right, Dawn.
You could always call it a water fight.
Ugh.
How does that gnome geomancer thing work?
Todd is going to move forward and hold on. Cure wounds Adrian at level 3.
Oh, now she knows how to heal.
What will she do how to heal? She just has to touch you. For 16.
Okay, yeah. What is she, a priest?
They are clerics.
So yes.
They're just not healy clerics normally. I mean, you know, every cleric has a little bit of healy stuff, but that's not like
they're,
her
they're,
main
they're a
thing.
priest. They're a
They're a
priest. They
priest.
could touch you to heal you.
Yeah.
Let's see. This troll is going to try to resist the tentacles. Fail. Can you roll damage for that?
It takes damage before that, but yeah.
No, well, either way. And then it's going to do the same thing. You know, take a bucket of water, obviously some sort of magical item in nature, and pour it all over itself. Oh, they have changed up the way things work, like tokens, ever so slightly in sheets, and I don't like it because I need to get used to different things again. But it's going to stay right where it is, and it's going to be... actually... yes, it is going to be its turn. So Zyderoan, it's your turn.
Yes. What is the happenings? I can't remember if I'm... No, I can't have been if I was casting spells.
No, you've been, yeah. You got knocked out of T-Rex form and you never redid it.
That is okay.
Oh, no. You were in
No.
dragon form or something because you attempted to fly away. At one
Yes,
point
but
you
that
got
was-
bit, so you
that was-
undid it, I guess.
But I've cast spells since then, so I
Mhm.
must have dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wild shape's been taken off.
Okay.
Wait, which ones did we want the fire to be tried on? Or would we rather
The
make
only ones that you are not sure of right now are these green ones.
Purple and blue take fire. Green just made themselves water.
So, yeah, I was gonna say maybe put fire on that one because I'm gonna go chase him down.
It? I'm going to cast this on the first one that pulled water out.
Okay, which would be this one. Alright.
Oh, that.
Okay, you'd have to undo the thorns for the concentration. Is that fine?
That is okay.
Alright.
That is okay.
So I will attempt to delete the thorns. Let's see. It is a dexterity save again.
Yes, and 3d10.
17 make it?
17 is DC.
Okay, so that is a no. So there it is, and it is bloodied.
And then I will... Do I have any bonus action spells? I don't believe so. Do you just want to mark them with a blue? Because I can move it around.
Yes. I actually don't want to mark him with the blue, but we'll mark him with the Thunderbolt. Although I believe you can choose whomever you wish to. Like, it does not have to be him again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just so I know where it is, because there's a certain distance it can travel, which is 100 feet, I'm pretty sure. So it doesn't really matter. I feel really bad, but I don't have much else.
Oh,
I can do.
and the skeletons need one as well, and the other one needs one, because it is within 5 feet of it.
Yes. So I may... Sorry if I obliterate the rest of your skeletons,
The other
Adrian.
troll, they,
I mean, I can replace them.
I think they got obliterated anyway from the tentacles, right? Well, he failed too.
Took damage.
So they both took that. Okay. Well, two of them need a saving throw from the lightning for dexterity.
Oh. Oh. Remember, strain is disadvantage. Now, the skeleton's replaceable. But, two of them?
Yes.
12 and 8, 5?
One fails, and so I assume is going to be obliterated after taking 26 damage.
Yeah.
And the other one succeeds, and I assume is going to be obliterated after taking 13.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, the Displacer Beasts still sort of chilling back. They're guard animals in their garden. Heart. Heart is... This is supposed to be... going to use his Spirit of the Weapon as a bonus action to summon his weapons. He's not summoning the weapons that he sort of used before, which is the flail. Instead, he is summoning sort of a pair of linked lanterns. There's a chain leading from them towards the top. And when you take a look at it, he's not holding these lanterns. Rather, these lanterns are sort of floating underneath his hands, which he is sort of holding outstretched. He's going to move 5, 10, 15, and he's going to attack the one over here. Or at least attempt to.
Is that a ranged attack, or is that a really long reach?
It is a ranged attack. He's going to hit with one, but miss with the other. Bless you.
Sorry, I didn't want to blow anyone's ears.
I understand. Rick, it is your turn.
Yeah, I was gonna go for that same one that Hart just went for.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just moving there, since I'm flying, I'm gonna move all the way over here.
Okay.
Get right up in his face and attack him with that.
That is one hit.
Imagine a mind player barbarian.
Can I actually use my inspiration to re-roll that first one?
Yes.
I haven't used it, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna re-roll that first one.
All right. Well, that one hits.
Yeah. Okay.
And it goes down. Deplace or release, you know, deplacing. Trug is casting the spell. Farron is going to position down here. Let's see, this troll is going to mutate. Not mutate, regenerate. Big difference. And is going to dash away 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And that's as far as it can get. This troll is going to regenerate and dash away as well. 20, 25.
Oh no, they've got the water. Run away.
Not the water.
This troll is still banished. Any
He's
remaining
gone.
skeletons?
Oh, I'm just saying, if they're banished, then I'd use black tentacles. Concentration.
Oh, that's right. So they would actually come back, wouldn't they? Because that is concentration. Okay. They come back. They sort of come back into... Actually, this doesn't actually change. Can you roll me 5d20?
There's a lot of data.
This one to the left is sort of a mangled pile of vaguely recognizable troll parts. The one to the right looks worse for wear. It is bloodied, but it is not, you know, as bad as the other one obviously is. Joachim will sit counseling Inug. Your movement, Adrian.
I'm gonna stay over there.
Okay. This troll is dead, which is the one next to Rick.
Very good.
Sadie,
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we'll cast a Sickening Ray on the troll that just popped back into existence. I forget if there's a con save involved, though. Hold on. It can be poisoned. I gotcha. Alright. Either way, it's a miss. Adrian, your turn.
I proceed to turn 5 degrees and end my turn. No, do we skip the last skeleton at 5? Two of them are alive still.
Thought you said they weren't doing anything.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh. We'll go ahead and do their thing real quick then.
See if he gets out. He doesn't. Sad face, probably dead. This guy's gonna stab this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume.
That is a miss.
Now I'm going to fireball right here.
Your skeleton?
The dead. That trolls.
I gotcha.
All restrained, so they have a disadvantage.
Alright, so... this one obviously doesn't make a save, because it's, you know... incapacitated. So we'll start with the blue. Dexterity. That's a fail. And then we will hit the 2 greens. There's top and bottom. Those are both passes.
Advantage because they're restrained.
Ah, right.
They all fail. Yay.
For 29. Alright. This troll, which is the big one, is dead. This troll is gonna book it and run away. So if you want to get an attack of opportunity from your skeleton, which is a hit. Guts, it is your turn.
Wonderful. How's Tadpole looking? Kind of beat up?
Tadpole. More or less fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, she's hurt, but she's not in danger.
Let's see. This is a little harder. I'm going to move forward just a tiny bit. And then with this guy that I just pinged, who's right next to all the dead skeletons.
As opposed to the living ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The beat up skeletons. How about that? They're the busted skeletons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to
He's in the bunch.
I'm going to take a pot shot at that guy that I just pinged, but I'm also going to imbue it with my psychic blades.
Okay.
So that it allows me to expend one use of my bardic inspiration to deal an additional 2d6 psychic damage.
Creatures have advantage.
All right.
Huh?
Oh,
That don't hit.
I'm afraid that's a miss.
Oops.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any other bonus action spells that I can use right now.
Okay. Let's see. All right. This one is going to regenerate. Then it's going to take damage from whatchamacallit. Tentacles. So if you could roll that, please.
He took fire damage.
Oh, he did take fire damage.
No regeneration here.
No what?
No regeneration here.
Oh. And then he will attempt to bust on out. And fail.
Yay,
He's
failure.
very dexterous.
Hmm?
He's very dexterous.
I think it's even for the blue ones. Yeah, they've just got 11, so they don't have any bonuses. Scout's gonna shoot at the big one. Pew, pew. One of those is gonna hit. Takes a 9. Alright, Sue. Where is Sue? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And is going to... Ray of Sickness. The big one that we're trying to beat up on, which is a hit. It takes 10. Ooh. It takes 10 and takes a con save against getting poisoned. Which it gets poisoned. With the 22 con. All right.
That has gotta suck.
Well, you know, it's not great. All right, so 3d6 for Edward's back. 10 black tentacles, if you please.
5.
Well, you know, it's constant damage. And we'll attempt to escape. Dexterity. 11. It will fail. That will be its turn. Dawn. Dawn will heal you up again. Let's see. Again at 3rd level.
Yay, healies.
Which is probably worth a couple, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just about bloody dead.
What was it that hit you?
Poison breath or something from one of the trolls, and I have poison resistance that saved me. For the green, a lot of poison damage, I think.
Oh,
They both.
Did you get a rock thrown at you?
No. That was Tadpole.
Ah,
Okay, another 3d6 for damage. This could be a good one. Roll high.
What?
3d6.
Oh, my thing's lagging. Hold on.
trust in the heart of the gods.
There we go.
Ah, that's a good one. It goes down. Oh, dang it. Zyderoan.
My turn's gonna be easy. I use my action to call lightning on this spot here this time.
Oh, poor skeleton.
Alright, we'll start with the blue.
Lighting the bones.
The bones might be dust, but the magic armor's not.
And we will do with the green as well.
The thing is, he's calling it on the magic
I'm
armor,
pretty
and
sure
it's
all
going to
the-
split
oh,
up
there's
when it
the one
hits the
right.
magic armor.
It's only the two of them left, and they both fail.
3d10.
You're using the skeleton as a conduit. Like his sword happens to be sticking straight up or something.
He's wearing magic armor. It's metal, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah.
That's
Any movement?
all my turn. Have I got anything coming for me? Nah,
No, not really.
I'm good. Yeah, nah, I'm good.
All right, Displacer Beast guarding a heart. Going to come down, and the heart is attacking the big one. Which is a hit. A big hit. He is going to roll a Constitution saving throw. And pass.
I want those lanterns.
I still want his flail. We
May
need to
or
work
may
together
not
to kill
still
him.
have his flail. Rick, it is your turn. This one is long since bloodied too. Sorry.
Well, I wanna float on over to
Mhm.
the big blue one.
Really, it's just hanging on by a thread at this point.
I'm gonna yell out, "We still need to burn him," because I don't actually have anything to set him on fire myself. But
Aren't you?
I've already
have you? Already used?
yeah.
Gotcha.
So gonna yell out, "We still need to set him on fire," and then, of course, try and decapitate him.
One of those hits.
Okay, and then school, Callie and Luffy already did their homework, but they have chores to do, so we'll leave for. So I'll go for the meeting at 1:30.
You want to say hi to everybody, kiddo?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Most everybody said hi back. All right. Well, again, come talk to me before you go to go. I love you.
Okay. Yeah. I love you too, Daddy.
Yeah, he sort of slumps down into the ground. Displays are released to Playson. Truggin. Farron, at this point, is giving up the chase. The troll over here is going to heal. And is going to book it. The troll here is going to heal. And then book it. The troll here is going to not heal. Where is he? Hold on.
He was the mangled pile, wasn't he?
Yes, he was the mangled pile. He is not healing, but the many, many troll-like parts... Are you stealing my pencil?
Because.
Ugh, as long as you bring it back. All right.
Okay. Then I'll bring pen with it.
Okay. He's not healing, but it's very interesting, because all of these rather disgusting sort of viscera that's left over from the troll, you might be able to see an arm or a leg or a lot of toes and stuff, are all sort of wriggling around, but they're not mending together. They're not forming back together, which is something that you've typically seen heretofore with the rest of the trolls. If you hack a part off or even a little chunk out of its flesh or whatever, it grows back forward. And it's sort of like making the motions as if it would, but it's not actually doing the regeneration.
Is it just growing into like 507 individual troll pieces?
Well, I mean, that depends on how many parts you hacked it away into.
I don't know.
That's a joke.
It just came back as a pile.
It's probably a lot.
It's probably a lot.
One for each damage.
These are herbs, not.
Well, thank you, Grandma.
Well, you're welcome.
I'm gonna say that was a new voice. Who's that?
My folks are over watching Riley and stuff. They
Yeah.
usually do on game days, so
That's fun.
she also made me some lunch. Right. So that's its turn, and now it is the skeleton who is right next to this sort of wriggling.
He pokes it with a stick.
Oh, take off it. Oh, back.
He
Since I've got
successfully
time left on
pokes
my
it with a
turn.
stick.
It has been successfully stick poked. and it sort of, cuts it up further. Oh gosh, that's spicy. It cuts it up further and into more smaller pieces. The pieces, again, sort of, they're bleeding still. If you thought that was possible, well, you wouldn't have thought that was possible. But all the individual parts are still bleeding and whatnot. They're still sort of wriggling and twitching and whatnot. But they are not regenerating exactly. Joachim skipping the Black Dragon Wormling.
What was that?
Your movement, Adrian.
My movement? How dare you move? I don't know. I'm staying there, honestly.
Fair enough. At this point, the NPCs are more or less willing to let the trolls run away.
I have an idea, guys.
It's your turn.
What is your idea?
We moved the wall into the infinite troll, and we have an infinite troll wall.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
But it is an idea.
But it is an idea. You are right there.
Who has the amulet? Are we just waiting for them to run away? Is that all? And this one?
This guy needs to get fired.
Well, he's
This
fired.
guy needs to get shot.
This guy gets to need fired. This one, I don't know what you're quite doing with yet. The other ones are, obviously running away.
I fire him.
The big one?
Is this why I get to make the Donald Trump quote?
You hit it.
But yeah, that big guy fire.
Okay. He's
That's it.
down for real. Tadpole is not going to pursue, because frankly, even Tadpole could not catch these ones.
Are you sure? Tadpole moves pretty fast.
She does. She moves 50.
And she can bonus dash and as a bonus action.
Well, that's with this stuff. But even still, the little quick trolls are quicker. Mind you, they're not quick. I mean, little. So yeah, the other trolls run away, and you are left with this non-regenerating, still living pile of troll in front of you.
Does it look like it has any form of sentience left?
It's a very interesting question. It looks exactly as sentient as a chunk of meat.
So no, I can't flex on it until it should have taken the gerbil then.
I mean, you could do it for yourself. But we are jumping out of combat. Congratulations. We only got a little bit skiffed and scuffed there.
It's like the pieces act like Iron Giant styles, where they're like, if you move them away, they'll try and move back into the pile of gore.
No.
I'm a scatterer's body.
Does anyone mind if I just poke him with a lightning stick really quick?
Wait for me to scatter the body. In case it kills it, then you're only killing one part of it. We can still leave it in some form of eternal torment. That last makes me think Grim's like, you think so? It'll be eternal torment for somebody when each part regenerates into a new troll.
That chuckle was entirely unrelated, I assure you.
See, the thing is, I'm worried about each part becoming a new troll. So, set all of the parts out in a line, in a straight line, and I'll jam the lightning spear all the way through it. make sure I eviscerate all of them.
Alright, but I want a hand.
Oh, I think this troll was still alive as well.
Which one?
This one right here.
We got hit by a fireball.
Oh, the
at
one
some
in the
point.
tentacles.
Yeah, that fell off last turn. But either way, it falls to its knees and is basically begging for forgiveness. Adrian, you're the only one who can understand it. I don't
Lightning
know if
strike.
you just hit that, or there was one hit before I saw the thing move. Do you fireball it to then?
I also do my lightning strike on
Yeah,
it.
sure. It's dead.
Okay. It's dead, yeah, between the two of you. We're gonna take a quick break. So I gotta grab something for my kid real quick.
Hey, sure, because I've got like 8 more lightning strikes I can do.
Sorry.
Bam, bam,
So
bam.
we'll meet back in like 5 or 10, okay?
Alright,
Lightning bolt. Oh, lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt!
Lightning bolt.
So yeah, I played way too much Resident Evil 3 yesterday, guys.
No, yeah.
All of those runs, all of those S ranks were yesterday.
Oh my god. I mean,
These,
I can't judge. I was playing. I was
am I
playing games
supposed to be
yesterday, too.
impressed or something?
What?
I know, right? Haven't even got it to sub 1 hour.
Like,
Where's my
why no
speed run?
triple S ranks? Why
'Cause
no
there is
triple
no-
S ranks?
There
Why
is
no
no
3-minute
triple S rank.
runs?
Because this isn't Two Worlds 2.
Oof.
This is Resident Evil 3, where the best speedrun at the moment is like 47.3 or something.
Or 47 hours.
No, 47 minutes.
Ah,
Yes, I can beat the game in an hour 40, but the speed run is 4 hours.
You know, that sounded wrong as soon as I said that.
Oh man, except now I feel really, really obliged to beat 1 hour 39 on Nightmare. Just so it has the constant less time as the difficulty goes up. Anyway,
Well, maybe you should play really shit on the easier difficulties.
So it actually looks like I'm improving.
Yeah. But really, it's on purpose.
Nah, I was stupid, and I realized at one point that it doesn't matter whether you load your game or just continue from save, it still counts the time. So I just figured it was quicker to just continue, which is why that the hardcore run has 7 deaths. Because I got lazy and I didn't want to keep reloading to not have the death count. Fucking insta-kills, man. Wouldn't die otherwise. It's the only thing that can kill me is not having a choice in the matter.
What now? What? I heard kill.
Talking about Resident Evil runs.
Ooh. Still saying it's easy to kill you.
Me?
Yeah, 1 disintegrates while you're polymorphed wild shaped.
Maybe. I need to finish my cover of it.
So I have $43 in my Steam wallet. Anything I should buy? Anybody? No suggestions?
Hey. Move. Fucking mongrel.
Alright, I am back if other people are.
Imagine raising a kid for 18 years just for it to drive an Altezza.
What?
Would that not just be the ultimate in disappointment?
I am just outside having a smoke, but I'm in the corner.
Okay.
My skeletons can I salvage?
I imagine it's a bit like ranged attacks. Half of your ammo.
Yeah. I have to refresh real quick. I don't know what's... I got the thing. Yeah, you know, between the 5 that died, you get 2 back. 2 are
yes,
still working, and you're sort of piecemealing them together, basically.
Excellent. That's the one that's perfectly fine, right?
Hmm?
That's
Oh,
two
yeah.
of these.
I mean, you obviously get that one back.
Otherwise, I'll
Could you like put them all together and make a skeleton spider?
Wait,
Not without some time, some research, and ritual casting.
but technically,
I mean, the options there.
but can I get all the armor off them and the weapons?
Oh yeah, that's not an issue.
Good. So I have 2 then altogether, 3 altogether.
Yes, 2 from the ones that died, and then the one that was still alive.
Do our guides and clerics would think it's worth looting or butchering the trolls?
So you ask that question, and Joachim speaks up. Typically, he's been fairly quiet. You know, he's been offering things here and there if you speak to him, but mostly in the, you know, yes or no, one-word type answers. You would butcher and eat a troll?
Is the meat bad for you?
He looks at you for a while and just stares at you silently. I don't know if you can fathom my disgust at you right now. I'm having a hard time even thinking of the concept myself.
You do realize I'm descendant from dragons, don't you?
And I am, or at least used to be, a dragon.
Daddy's cooking your
Even amongst dragons that I've known, most of the civilized races don't eat carrion.
Now see, I'll have to do the carrion. In order of carrion, want to see me defile some corpses? Da 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 da. Finally,
Now that we
moves
know
it.
no one
So-
really cares about them.
So what about loot then?
So if you
Did
take
these
some...
things usually carry anything good on?
Are you asking, or are you asking me?
Yes.
I'm asking the guide, but I'll actually take a look around while I'm asking that one.
Rarely do they have anything worth taking. They cobble together some rudimentary weapons, but they are not of quality, shall we say.
Did any of the bucket trolls die?
He would likely have seen that. Possibly.
That was
He
going to be
pretty
my
far
next
away from
question.
it. Let me bring it up real quick.
Yeah.
Let me find
I was going to say, do you know what that bucket was?
No, it's admittedly something that I have not seen before. But
So we
anyways.
definitely at least got to grab one of those buckets, because I think both of those guys went down.
Oh,
Yes,
well, in that
two of them went
case,
down.
I assume Adrian will come help me with this because I'm not actually, magically inclined. But with a 19, do I
Yeah,
get a
you
knowledge
can
of what
piece
they
it
are?
together pretty well. I mean, it's not
Ooh.
quite the same thing as, casting Identify, but, you use it, you upturn it, it casts Create Water on yourself.
But why?
Well, I assume for them it was a factor of healing.
I don't know. Should I ask him?
If you want.
Can I take one of the buckets?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There are two buckets. I mean,
Check the
You
buckets.
take one and I'll take
We-
one.
I'm gonna
Bring
take
buckets.
a head of. I'm gonna take this guy's head.
mhm.
I'm gonna take this guy's
I'm
head.
gonna call it bucket of water. No, endless water. Is it a bucket of endless water?
No. It is a bucket
No.
of flowing. Once per day, it casts Create Water on you.
Bucket of flowing. So is that like I will? Oh wait, no. I suppose I wouldn't be able to cast it if it's already been used.
Oh, yes.
But I was gonna ask, like, is it actually just casting the spell Create Water, or is it specifically has to be poured on you?
It specifically has to be poured on you.
Okay.
It's a very specific item.
So guys, if anyone gets thirsty, we're doing naval shots.
I'm gonna mark my one down as portable shower.
Portable. Ugh, I got the hiccups.
Okay, that's actually great. I'm renaming mine to portable shower as well.
Ugh. Are you casting to speak with the dead? Adrian
Time
still?
switch.
Wow, imagine rolling 2 1s in a row and still getting 14s.
Oof. Oof.
I didn't hear you, Adrian. You were getting stepped on a little bit. Are you still casting?
Am I not on? Hello?
You are, but you're like super quiet.
How about now?
Better.
But yeah, if we have time, then sure.
I mean, as far as you know, you have some time.
Yeah, I'll ask the main one and the tool one. I'll talk to them.
Okay. Can you go ahead and pull up the spell for me? All right. And ask your questions. Up to 5 each.
Okay. The green troll, why do you use this bucket?
So the thing's kind of mangled, it's bruised a little bit, but it's obviously still intact. We need water to heal.
Mystery solved. Why are you harassing the non-trolls?
You are trespassing.
This is very sad. Does anyone else want to ask any questions while we're here?
Yeah, I actually have an interesting question for him. If we were trespassing, where's the lease? How do we know you own this?
Possession is 5/10 of the law, bitch, and now we possess the land.
So I mean, if you ask it like that specifically, where's the lease? It doesn't understand.
That's why I rephrased it. I realized that it wouldn't make sense. So it's like, how do we know you own this land?
Because it's
Where's
ours.
the line?
I mean,
you're not help.
Looks like ours now, sorry to tell you, but you know, whatever.
It doesn't really banter back and forth with you, though.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
So. This is more of an offhanded, off-the-cuff remark.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, can I harvest enough bones for them to replace my 3 other skeletons? Because technically speaking, animate dead, if I don't animate them directly, like as trolls, just needs a pile of any kind of bones.
I don't think I'm gonna let you animate the giants as, you know, human skeletons.
Just saying, I have
Them to
giant
the
skeletons.
bar.
Are you saying giant skeletons? Can you do giant skeletons, Adrian?
I can do huge skeleton, no large skeletons, like this guy.
I mean,
Before we get we
sounds-
have more questions for the thing. Do we have anything else we want to ask it?
We just had one left. No, I think that was it.
Okay.
yeah, yeah, he's not helpful at all.
To be fair, did we expect him to be?
What?
No, I don't think we did.
What are we doing?
What are you doing?
No, I
Yes.
said that I said I had no other questions. No one else had any.
Then
No, yeah,
let us
I'd
continue.
already asked my one.
Okay.
If Zelda has anything directly to do.
The only thing to do further, Farron speaks up, is to continue on traveling. We're still several days away from the Tangle. But I suppose the question arises, do we continue on or do we scrap this outing?
I mean, I'm happy to continue. I wouldn't mind a rest, but beyond that, I've still got a few spells to cast and a couple of wild shapes.
You guys have done this a whole lot more than us. What do you think?
We generally avoid this type of confrontation.
Oh. But what
Well, then-
do you do if you can't avoid it?
What would the quote unquote time be about now?
It's about midday. You were traveling for a good chunk of, the day beforehand, and then you took some time, you set up the ambush and all that. So I guess it's more towards evening then.
It's about
I
a quarter
reckon.
past the end of time.
Yeah, I reckon we move away from this direct area and set up camp somewhere. Then, personally,
All right.
Is there possibly some sort of alternative route to the route that you usually take we might be able to take?
To an extent, but not really. We take this route typically because we know it's safe. I'll admit the presence of these trolls is certainly concerning.
well then, let's pathfind a new safe path. But if we're going to be throwing risks into the mix anyway, we might as well see if we can find new paths for people to take. Maybe ones that don't encroach upon territories of creatures that could, quite frankly, destroy lessers.
You need to roll a persuasion check for that one.
Okay.
Can I try and help convince? Because I think that the current path that you think is safe is no longer safe, and drastic changes need to be made.
Possibly,
Since
but
we're
I'm
already out there.
very hesitant to go out and explore the bush, as it were, not knowing what we have. Here, let me pull out my map. And basically what she pulls out is what you see in front of you. It's very simple. It's drawn up on a series of like hexes or something like that. Each one representing basically a 10-mile span. What you see is red, has been marked dangerous. You don't exactly know why. And what you see is green, is more or less the safe areas. And it's basically a straight hop to it, and then one to the north, which leads us over to quote-unquote the garden, which is our goal.
I reckon we do that.
So are these hexes that haven't been filled in? Are those unexplored areas?
It's possible that they've been explored at some point in time, but things change out here. This is our most recent map. There have been efforts to go out from the outsiders, but that's not typically what we do. We don't go out and we don't cut our way through the bush. We take the safe and established routes. This way, if something does happen, we'll be on an established route when the next group comes through.
I mean, it was just an idea. We can continue taking this path if people are scared, but I mean, we've proven we can hold our own.
There are other threats than trolls out here. I'll admit, that was something. I would not certainly have stood my ground and fought against that many trolls coming along, but
we have a serious lack of danger, don't we? Like, a serious lack of sense of danger, don't we?
Yeah.
just in general, I think. I try to stress things to you, but
But, I mean, to be fair, we just keep coming out on top.
So you just gotta believe in the heart of the cards.
Yeah. Trust in
And the power
non-
of friendship.
Flicks.
Some of those trolls did escape. This was just a hunting party. What if they come with a war party?
Hence
That's
I
why we
said-
shouldn't stay on the trail that they've seen people use before.
That's a better explanation than what I was going to say.
She's pretty adamant about not blazing new trails. If you want to blaze trails, you need to come with someone else. We're here to, as quickly as we can, get food for the rest of the settlement and get back.
That's fine, but I mean, for now at least, we should still take a rest and move away from this area to do so. Because, as you said, some escaped. They might be back.
Oh, I agree. We should definitely move from here. So, Farron and the others are going to continue on into the next hex, basically traveling throughout part of the night. And then somewhere around, midnight, 1 o'clock, they're going to plan to camp down and get a rest.
In all fairness, I'm happy to follow because I don't want to get too far away from the clerics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I'm coming with.
And I mean, that's what they tell you what the plan is. So, unless you guys are saying, no, that's a bad plan, let's do something else, and try to convince them. That's what their plan is.
I've already tried to protest.
Sure.
There's no convincing them.
All right. So we move on to the next text. It's somewhat tiring, but it's more or less the same kind of terrain that we've been going through for quite some time. It's Ruined City. You thought it was much more destroyed as well when you first saw what the damage had been done to it. But here where you are, it's actually, not too bad. I mean, sure, it would be a rough existence to live out here, but there's still the occasional whole building, or at least something that is in a proximity of a whole building, here and there. It's, again, not super common, but it does exist.
I would actually probably suggest we camp out in one of those buildings if we come across one.
That or
Right.
loot them.
I don't know, I just feel like we could be a little bit more safer sleeping with walls around us.
You can sort of do both. These buildings have been pretty well picked over. You guys are not the first ones taking this route, far from it, and you guys are not the first ones who have had this sort of idea. And even then, there's not a lot of stuff here, and it's somewhat disappointing because this is the area, as far as you know, that was still part of, the gardens of the city. We're actually just exiting this sort of garden area now, typically. So this was supposed to be the elite of the elite, the most affluent of the affluent, but if you're taking some time sort of doing your own thing a little bit and just, giving cursory glances to places, there's not a ton out here. What was out here has been picked apart. They don't have any sort of problems making a camp in one of the buildings that you're at. That's sort of what you've been doing. You haven't been coming across too many, but if you do see one, that is definitely a choice place to camp. So what are we doing towards setting up watches?
Math homework done. All I have to do is reading.
Okay.
Let
me look
alarm
over.
spells and fun little huts.
Do you have enough slots for alarms? Are like level 1,
Rituals.
though, right?
Yeah, he can cast them as rituals.
You gotta give me 10 seconds to flip through this real quick.
What?
I mean, like, I can do a watch absolutely fine, though I would like a long rest. But I can do a watch. I'm max health and still have
All right, kiddo, you're good.
a majority of my resources. Are they helping to pull watches?
Farron, of course, will help to pull a watch, as will any of the NPCs. Two of the... excuse me, not two, but one of the clerics is going to be up all night, but they're not really going to count towards the watch. They're going to be very busy maintaining concentration on the spell. But past that, they would not want to participate in a watch because obviously they kind of need their rest.
Oh yeah, I'll take first watch and then hopefully be relieved quick enough that I can...
By yourself?
full-
Do you want to grab another NPC? I mean, we do have like tons of NPCs for it.
Who NPCs out the ass?
Yeah, I'll take one of them, I guess. I already forgot which ones are which.
Okay. I mean, we have Hart with us. We have...
Oh yeah, I'll just take Hart.
Okay.
I forget that he's with us, or else, yeah, because
Sure.
I already have experience with him.
Okay. So let us get perception checks from Hart and from yourself. And I will hit Hart as well.
Well, I see some players playing a game in the sky above us.
Not quite, but you managed to find basically like the perfect vantage point. You're sort of on top of a crumbling building. You're hidden basically from all eyes unless somebody is exactly looking at you, and you manage to get this spot where you can see basically everything around you almost clear as day, which it should be noted, it is not night. There is no night cycle in this sort of place where we are at right now. It's always some sort of dayish type lighting system going on. You are pretty confident that nobody is sneaking up on you for nefarious purposes or anything like that.
For some reason, I just trust that confidence.
So, who do you wake up to take the next?
Ted Paul.
Okay.
Because they're not here.
Well, she can't say no, so...
Oh, wait. No, actually, because she got beaten up last time too, didn't she?
She lost, I don't know...
I would probably honestly go wake up Guts then, because I don't think Guts took any damage or anything. So I'd see her as, like, I guess, less tired than the likes of Rick and Adrian, who got absolutely reamed.
Tadpole, for the record, took about less than 20 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably get Guts up if she didn't take any damage that fight.
Okay.
A good idea.
Only Guts? Guts, do you wake up anyone else?
Hey, Guts
I'd
can
probably wake
get
up one of my
right out.
hags. Probably Sadie.
One or
take
both? I mean, up to you.
Yeah, we can do both.
Okay.
Oh no, don't trust the Covens.
Another note: do the nice clerics like my tiny hut? It's very important to me, Grim.
They would be rather thrilled with it. I don't think... Let me check. I don't think anybody else has an effect like that.
I'd still be able to
Freaking
get a
idiots.
full rest day, Grim.
Yes. But again, that's going to come at the end of our full rest.
Just in case.
Should we
something
get that
happens.
full rest.
Yes.
So don't necessarily mark things just yet.
Nope, that's fine.
Yeah, they don't have anything like it. And they're oppressed. It should be noted that Joachim at this point is sort of taking a dull view, mostly at Rick. He was not a fan of even the questioning or the jokingly questioning asking about consuming the trolls. Whether that was entirely your intent or not, he seems to have, assumed that was your intent. And he is...
My reading homework, and there's also surprise inside too. Surprise inside right
not happy about it. Okay, kiddo, I'll look this over. Give me a second.
And then I'm
Oh,
going
well, Rick,
inside
we know who to make
all
disappear.
surprise go out. This was
The
supposed
person
to
who
be
doesn't like
surprise,
us.
but it
What also
failed.
should be noted, probably maybe important, that Joachim is technically the leader of the thing. If something goes south with the concentration, he is going to be the one to make it go unsouth.
It's not today. This is today. Wonderful Wednesday.
Well, you didn't show it to me yesterday.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Rick, before you...
Yep.
Sorry, I just have to glance over her work real quick. I'm sorry. Alright, you're good, kiddo.
I'm
Other
gonna go
than just
outside
me.
for the ride round, okay?
Here, take this away. I do not want a packet of ketchup.
I'm gonna see if it's play. It's 1:45.
Huh? It is 1:45. What?
I'm gonna go outside to ride. Ride. What time do I have to
Try
leave
that
out?
again.
Can I go outside to ride? What time?
You can. 1:45, 2:45.
Okay. So an hour.
Yep. All right. Sorry about that. So yes, the clerics are certainly appreciative of your, tiny hut, and they're even more appreciative of it if you let them spend the night there.
Oh yes.
They wouldn't
They
want
like
to
to
assume. But before everyone beds down, of course, as I mentioned, Joachim is sending some looks towards Rick, and to a somewhat lesser extent towards yourself, Cydroan.
I'll just look very haughty and turn my back on him. Fuck him.
He's not exactly looking hostilely, but
Oh no, yeah.
he's definitely got this, the uncultured sort of...
There's there is actually 3 of us that would probably eat the troll there.
At least.
Yeah. At least.
Guts.
Yes, sir.
So you're spending some time with Sue and Sadie.
Yes, I am.
And you've noticed before some pretty drastic changes in their personalities ever since, the incident.
Yeah. Is it Sadie who's been compulsively writing things down?
Yes.
Or is it? Okay, yeah. It's...
And then Sue has had this sort of flippant personality and has become basically this incredibly nice young woman whose actual age is somewhat, unknown, but it's likely that she's not young. And these things have been sort of continuing, and they sit down with you as you wake them up for their watch. Sue sort of speaks up. Dear, we haven't had a lot of time to have these sort of conversations. Honestly, for quite some time now. We understand that you're sort of in the middle of, well, all of this. And she sort of just gestures her hands out wildly. But there's some things that we sisters need to talk about.
Lay it on me. I mean, I will say this sounds a bit ominous, but...
Not necessarily ominous, but something of great import. Zoosh.
Yeah?
She shows a lot of potential, but she's somewhat raw and untapped. She has this great magical power, but she's floundering. She doesn't have much in the way of guidance. She's feeling things out for herself, which can be a fine way to learn things, but we think we can help her out a bit further. We were thinking of adding her to the coven.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, she hasn't been, feeling the best lately, and I think maybe expanding on her training would probably give her a little more confidence. I know that was one of the things she was worried about, was, feeling overwhelmed with the odds that we continually go up against.
Yes, and it's somewhat understandable for one such as her. She's rather young, after all.
Yeah. Were you planning on talking to her?
Well, obviously,
when we get back.
she is still back at the thing. It will likely be some time before we get back, but when we do get back, it's probably the best time for it. But there's also a bit more to it than that. When we get back, you've somewhat been shirking your responsibilities to us as well. Now, we do understand things have been, well, rather hectic over the last several days or whatever they are. But we need to take some time and work on building the coven and strengthening it.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page, because I feel like I do feel as if, I haven't been able to put as much time as I would have liked, into us, the three of us, soon, I guess, be the four of us if she accepts.
Yes, and we have a feeling she will, even if it may take some persuasion.
You think so? I mean...
I do. It's not something we've broached with her before, of course, but she's young, she's somewhat naive, and she's looking for guidance.
Yeah. Yeah, you have that right.
This is good. So let's make it a promise between the three of us that when we are in an opportunity to sit and work on ourselves, we do this. It may take some time, but I think it's important.
Indeed.
And she puts her hand out Sadie puts her hand out, covering it, and they look at you expectantly to do this.
I'll do the same. I'll reach my hand out and I'll cover theirs.
And when you do it, you feel sort of a magic growing. Sadie and Sue both say in turns, I promise to do this thing. And then they look at you expectantly.
I promise to do the same.
And you can feel some sort of spell coming over you. You have promised to the Coven to do this thing.
Yes, sir.
So you're certainly expected to do it by then. Them.
What is-
Excuse me.
Don't
is it?
fuck up. She just promised the universe something.
Ah,
But for now,
Universe will listen.
that thing is sort of out of the way. I need perception checks from the three of you. We will start with Sue. We will go over to Sadie. And you got good ones. Zydruan may or may not have shown you his perfect spot, quote unquote, but you somewhat found it on your own and have been doing it in keeping watch. You're very confident that no one is sneaking up on you or anything even like that.
That's good. Getting attacked in the middle of the night is
I'd
not...
like to know Tadpole can beat your perception check.
Did we wake up Tadpole or do we decide not to wake up Tadpole?
I think
I
that is not.
not to.
Okay.
let her get a rest.
Well, at least then, right there. All right, and so the next watch. Who would you like to wake up, Guts? Again, there is Tadpole, there is Rick, there is Adrian's to the left.
Well, I'll wake up.
Yeah.
Well, Tadpole, I think, took the least damage, so I think I'll wake
Yeah.
her up. I don't know if we should do like a 2-person watch or a 1-person watch.
At least 2.
Yeah, so I guess I'll wake up Rick. He's alright. That.
All right. So at this point, Rick, pretty much everyone else is asleep. And, Tadpole's not here to really have a heartfelt conversation with. So go ahead and skip straight to the perception checks, if you would, please.
That's it. Maybe we'll wake up there. Damn it.
You feel fairly confident that no one is sneaking up on you, getting ready to kill you all.
Well, at least I'm confident.
But it's odd. You're used to there being sort of a night. And your body half wants to wake up, it half wants to go back to sleep. You've got sort of these blurry, crusty eyes. You get when you wake up in the morning. You just can't shift the feeling that something is just weird. Everything sort of just feels wrong and uncomfortable in just slightly subtle ways that you have trouble just really kind of getting over. You don't notice it like in the heat of battle or anything like that because, the adrenaline's pumping. You've got other things going on. But in sort of a downtime, things feel off in ways you can't exactly put into words. So, I presume you would like to wake up Adrian, because there is one final watch left. Or would you like to wake up someone else?
I'd probably get Adrian and Farron up for the last one.
Well, we'll ask Adrian if has anyone else he'd like to wake up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the displacer at least should have a turn,
Possibly.
I'll do it with the skeletons.
Just the skeletons?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me a perception checks.
Gets a 1 and falls asleep.
So I have that still, and
Almost actually rolled a 1.
yeah, I see everything, right, guys? Nothing's there. Nothing's is alarm spells.
Nothing,
right?
nothing
Yeah.
at all.
We have alarms.
So you've been sort of musing over your problem for quite some time now. Your problem being sort of the weaknesses of your body. You're pretty sure that given enough time, you can do what you've been trying to do. You may need a little bit of help doing it, but from the conversations that you've had earlier with the folks, specifically Mage, at the Enclave, I believe it was, without looking over, and enough apparatus, you could do it. You could sort of make the leap from something that's constrained, sort of trapped in your own physical body, into something that's more, well, just more. Practically in every conceivable way that you can think of. You think you're getting close, and you may or may not be rather proud of that fact. You may feel as if you've wasted, several thousand gold trying to send agents out to do this thing for you, to find the recipes, to find the tinctures, to find the ointments and things for correctly performing this ritual. But you think that it's will that's going to be the most important thing of all, and you're sort of steeling yourself for it.
Yes, I must find a widow. Damn it.
We find some troll named William.
Yeah.
It's him! Oh, wow. We're going to retcon a little bit, because there was a question that I forgot to ask you all as a group that sort of got slipped over. You have able to be in your possession sort of the living remnants, as it were, of an unregenerating troll. What would we like to do with that?
I want to name him Will.
I thought we covered that. I was going to take a hand, and Rick was going to lightning strike the rest of them. The rest of the parts.
Sure, I mean, that would not kill them.
I mean, that was just his idea.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we kind of, I dipped out and sort of left it hanging open, which is why we want to pick up. I want to pick up with it.
I just think it'd be cool to have a constantly flexing hand.
There's probably no piece left at this point as large as a hand. It's been kind of, run through the ringer, as it were.
Got pretty mangled.
Would the I will.
The hags would have spoken up at some point or another and said, "There's a lot that you can do with something like that."
Are there any chunks that are recognizable?
I mean, you could without trouble get like pieces of arm or leg specifically, possibly chest or back. But I mean, there might be a finger
I
here
think
or
that's
two,
an eyeball.
chunk. Yeah, but it got blended as it was being banished. Pretty close to it.
Nah. Well, I'm not just going to carry around a chunk of meat. Although, it could be an all-the-time snack.
Well, I should also make sure you know that these pieces, without some sort of catalyst, who knows what it is, are not gaining mass. They are not regenerating. They are still, quote-unquote, living, but they are not growing.
Give it to the hags, then.
They would
on
gladly
it.
take it.
Put water on it.
I mean, if that's a thing you would like to do,
It's going to make it regenerate. The other dude told us that what made them regenerate.
Different trolls, remember?
No, it was a green troll.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Ah. See, now I kinda do want to. I want to find a bit of hand and regenerate it to be a hand.
so we sort of like
But we can
grabbed
hold
some-
on to it for now.
Right, we
can
we
regenerate it
grabbed
if
some
we want.
chunks of it. The hags grabbed some chunks of it, and they sort of carefully pack it away in like sand and whatnot in bottles and things like this. It's obvious that they know what's going on, and they have some sort of inclination and experience in keeping such esoteric ingredients, as it were.
Can I ask the hags if these things have anything to do with the frog hemoth? Because they came from that realm, didn't
The trolls?
Did they have to
No,
do-
trolls are
the-
somewhat omnipresent amongst the planes.
Yeah, just because I was thinking that they looked like they'd been dealt with this type of situation before, and the only type of situation I could think of was that frog hemoth.
They wouldn't particularly know. My timeline's getting a little lost around here, but I can't remember if you got the hags before or after you fought the Froghemoth.
Either it's been so long.
Wasn't it around the same time?
It was very close to the
it
same
was-
time, because it was in the dungeon below where the thing was that you got the hags, but I can't remember whether you fought it first or you fought it secondly.
I
We
think we fought
pretty
the
sure
Frog
we
Hemoth second.
didn't go back into the dungeon for fighting hemoth.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we went from the dungeon to finding the frog hemoth, killing everyone.
I think you're right as
Yep.
well. Yeah.
We came out for a rest. We didn't go down into the second layer. We came out for a rest, and then they were like, "Oh no, God is coming."
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they would have known about the Froghemoth in at least some way, shape, or form. Obviously, being their home plane. But their guess that they would hazard was that these two things are not connected. They don't know, but that's their guess. Excuse me.
You know what we can do is guess out here, isn't it?
Is what?
All we can do out here is guess. Like, nothing is really known.
Oh, I didn't know whether you were asking a question or you were posing a rhetorical question or what right there.
Yeah, statement, rhetorical question
Gotcha.
thing. Just to,
But either way, Adrian, going back, as far as you know, The rest of the party is not about to suddenly be eaten in their sleep.
Yay. Joke's on you, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Unless you're the one doing it. So you all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah.
So spell slots, HP, all that kind of jazz. Hit die if you had a couple missing. Blah blah blah.
Oh yes.
It is a little bit longer that you are sort of getting going. But eventually, somewhat mid-morning, certainly not early mornings when you would typically leave, you are ready to go. Farron, good?
Just a really quick question. What happens if I put the ring back on that I got off Wellshaw?
What an interesting question.
Please don't put the beacon on to summon the giant pissed off robot man.
Wait, we lost it. What do you mean you lost it? I mean, we broke time, and then we lost it. Ah.
Alright, we're going to take 5 here real quick, because I'm going to answer some questions. I'll be back in a minute real quick.
The question's so difficult it made him run away. I was just thinking, like, we're not even in the same realm, so, like, maybe I could just get an extra 2 AC off of it.
Or maybe it'll just act like an across-dimension beacon.
Could you imagine that, though? He'd just warp to the end of time. He'd probably either die or not have any concentration on him, so he'd be stuck in time or some shit. Would be sweet.
Unless he just appears inside your body.
I mean, that would be a pretty savage way to die, but...
Yeah. Just get popped.
I mean, in all fairness, just a little bit more protection sounds really good. Extremely worried about what might happen if I put the ring. Maybe it'll be a Lord of the Rings Easter egg.
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in your ass.
What?
So, has Civil War II American Boogaloo started yet?
Boogaloo.
You've already had a civil war. Yes, but what about second civil war? Oh, Lord of the Rings memes. You know what, Bernie, they should have made president?
Alright.
Which
Bernie Mac. Now that's someone who can be president.
Bernie Mac died.
Exactly my point.
Like, I'm not sure what the conversation was, but, you know, he died.
No, I just said that Bernie Mac would have been a better Bernie to be president.
Gotcha.
say that thing that was Trump. You took everything from me, Bernie. I don't even know where I am.
Yeah.
You are.
Alright, so. The day's traveling. We're making a good pace. I would like everyone to roll perception, please.
I swear, perception's got to be the most rolled skill on D&D.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Like,
You know, in 3.5, they broke it up between two things. They broke it up between, like, spot and search and all that, and I think it worked so much better, honestly. But, you know, it is what it is.
yeah, like, the simplified skills in some ways are better. Like, I don't need to spend skill points on having my character know the basics of survival, like swimming or breathing. But, like, yeah, so, some of the variations and some of the extensions of skills were good. Like the spot and search and everything like that. It actually gave you a reason to spec into other things besides just your main stat.
So, Adrian, you're sort of in your own world right now. You're musing on this, that, and the other, and you're sort of just not paying attention to things. But everyone else can see ahead of us basically a gargantuan forest starting to rise up, and it's still quite far off from this point. So it looks like a blob of greenery that extends basically as far as the eye can see to your left-hand side. To the right-hand side, of course, we sort of see the shimmer ahead of us, is what we're calling the thing. And so we know that we're getting close, well, we presume that we're getting awfully close towards this place they call the Tangle. Farron calls for a stop from everyone. And Joachim steps forward. Alright. Hold on. Go ahead, kiddo.
My friends invited me to a little party. They have a party after church for having where they're donating stuff, and Grandma actually said this would also be a good opportunity to get rid of some of my stuffies.
They're doing this when?
Today I'll have to check back every hour to see when.
Okay. Yeah, like, I'll need to know when you're doing it. If you have been invited to this
I
thing,
have been invited to this thing. They asked me to go.
it's okay.
If they can. They have invited me to this.
What time is it?
You'll have to ask for Dad. Because I couldn't get a chance to ask before it started pouring down.
Oh, well, if it's pouring down, I mean...
Well, it's actually not that wet at all. And it's not really pouring, it's just a bit rainy.
Okay, well, let me finish with my game, and then we'll see about it, okay?
Okay.
Alright.
You can ask for Dad to see. Also, I found this delicious plant that Elizabeth's been eating for...
Don't eat plants.
No, I meant...
Don't. We don't eat wild plants, kiddo.
But burrito shop first.
I mean, it makes sense, but
I was laughing
See,
about
this-
something else. I'm sorry.
This is why I don't like people who watch Star Wars.
Ugh.
This is why I refuse to watch Star Wars.
All right, so let's see. Where were we? Joachim comes up, and he's very solemn, as he normally is. But he's not having any of his normal, newly found disdain in his voice or anything when he's talking with you all. We're coming up on the Tangle. The things that we've been doing have basically been sort of practice for what's going on, what will be going on then. In the Tangle, time moves quick. Very quick. We're talking hundreds, decades a second quick. It is imperative that we are to keep up our concentration. And so there will be two of us awake at all times, one casting the spell, one ready in case something happens. I cannot stress enough that we cannot break our concentration on the spell. If something happens, if something is starting to happen, we need you to take care of it. Whether that's getting us to move, out of danger, or anything like this. Because if the concentration on the spell lapses, well, do you have any family back on the other side?
Did I know?
Any acquaintances, friends, or anything like that?
yeah,
Just
we have
these
family.
guys?
Well, you wouldn't. They'll have lived their life, had happy little children, and have died. All in that span of those few seconds. So again, I hope I'm not downplaying this, but it's important to keep us concentrating on the spell. Do you understand?
So, punch you in the mouth. Yes. Yes, we understand.
All right.
Put on this ring, it helps with concentration.
He takes the ring from you.
No, I still wanted to know what happens when I put it on.
You'd have to put it on.
I put it on. I'll physically do it. I kind of want to know what happens, so I'll physically put it on.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Alright.
Any questions before we head on into the Tangle? All right. The second thing. The spell lasts for about, it reaches for about a mile based on where we are. So you're free to wander just a bit, but you're definitely going to want to cut some things short, because, again, if you go out of this, you'll die before you ever come back. So play it close to home. Do we understand?
Very much.
Good. I'm talking to you and I'm looking at you and I'm telling you these things of grave importance, and you're all sort of giving me some sort of dumb slack-jawed look. And I'll admit, it makes me a bit worried. Not for myself, mind you, but for yourselves.
Oh, don't worry, they usually have that.
I'm sorry, that's just my face.
You see, he says so.
Right. Look, this isn't normally a thing. We don't normally take just outsiders. Hey, I'd like to go out. Let's take a jaunty little step into the garden, into the Tangle. I just don't look, I'm not a bad person. I don't want you to just totally die or anything like that. So, again, play it safe to home. Play it smart. Oh, all right. Let's head on, then. And you step closer towards the tangle. It's interesting. You know when you're at that line, because you can visibly see that there is a line. You can see into it. It's overgrown. There is an abundance of natural green life. And it's odd, though, because you can see through on the other side basically a thick branch. You know, we're talking thick as your buff guy's sort of thigh. And it tapers down very, very quickly to, on our side, something that looks like a stem of grass. And you can see that all throughout the tangle and on this line, rather. Where on our side of the line, things age, close to normal. Where on the other side of the line, things are aging very, very quickly. Things are sort of whipping, zooming, zipping by. There's all kinds of movement. Are we ready to head in?
Yes.
I think so.
And you step forward into the tangle.
Oh god.
And you all age 1,000 years. But no. You travel for the rest of the day. And then we need to do some watches. Things are sort of different out here in the tangle. Besides just the overabundance of plant life, there's also an overabundance of other life. There are insects that are just swarming you like mad. Most of them are things that you've never seen, but still act like, annoying pests, as insects have a tendency to be. There's strange gnats that are all over you, attempting to, eat the sweat and salt from your bodies. There are a multitude of different types of biting, stinging insects. Think along the lines of mosquitoes. But there's just a bunch of different kinds. There's several dozen different types of birds that are just flitting to and fro. Very colorful. Think along the lines of every bird you're seeing is a different kind of bird of paradise that you might find, in the jungle or rainforest. Very colorful, very loud, making all sorts of incredibly annoying calls and songs. She leads you... Go ahead, sorry.
This question is very important. Are there any macaws?
A macaw? No, there wouldn't be anything that resembles... Well, there'd be plenty of stuff that resembles a macaw, but nothing that would be exactly like a macaw.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
She leads you to a place. We'll be setting up camp here. We have to keep some distance from the garden itself. We have to make sure it doesn't come under the influence of the spell. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to collect things. So what we'll do on a daily basis is we'll travel from here to the garden. We'll do our day's work, our gathering, our what have you, and then we'll travel back here to rest. That gives the garden time to regrow, repopulate, and all that sort of things. What we're looking for, basically, is raw resources. We're looking for food, which can just easily be found by foraging. Berries, for whatever reason, have thrived here, and thrived isn't even necessarily the word, but they've certainly turned into something. Stone, obviously very important, and perhaps something that we could have picked up some on the way here, but it seems.
I thought you were just gonna make stone.
But the stone here seems to have some sort of properties to it. It's more like the stone that we got from the sanctuaries. It seems to be made of some sort of stronger, sterner material. We're also looking... Go ahead.
Okay, is this just like random stone building stuff, or is this like stone that kind of like, regenerates?
The stone itself doesn't regenerate. It just happens to be stronger than the normal stuff. We think one of the sanctuaries was destroyed somewhere around here.
Right.
Metal, of course, and then, whatever other things we can get.
Yeah, how does metal act now that the city's all weird?
Well, here, a lot of it happens to be, of lesser quality. Rusted, things like that. And so it'll need to be treated, obviously, once we get our hands on it. But, metal is metal. If we find a big enough chunk of it, well, at least some of it will be usable. We might just get a lot of slag from it, to be frank. But that's less for us here, and more for them back at home. And then it looks like the wizards have you looking for some chips. This is where things get a little odd, because we're not exactly sure what these chips are. They're small. Chips would suggest the name to it. But they say they need them for some sort of magical practices. They have small amounts of innate magic to them or something. Again, I will be frank, I don't particularly understand it. I just gather this stuff up when they
Could I take like a hypothesis based on what he's saying? Like just the gist?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like without seeing it, without holding it, I mean, it sounds like something that has some amount of magical attunement to it. It could be magical items that have been destroyed. It could have been a specific artifact or something that had been destroyed. But going from the sort of vague, talk about it, it's literally a chip that in some way or shape or form has been infused with magic throughout, a long time. And of course... there are things we can do here. If someone wants to go out looking for other scavenge and turning it into raw materials, we could do that. A rope's always in high design and all that. And there's plenty of vines and whatnot around here. We can collect the vines, turn them into all sorts of things. What I'm saying is that no matter what it is, there's probably a job we can do somewhere in looking for something. And some of you may be, more inclined to getting one aspect of things than the other. It's sort of a learning experience. But again, the main thing that we're out here for is food. And with that, I think we are actually going to cut the session right here.
All right.
Because I don't think I want to get into the other stuff just now.
Did we level up?
You have not quite leveled up?
Almost.
Didn't you guys just level up? Like, literally just level up?
Did we?
No.
Probably, but...
To 9? I'm
I have
pretty
no
sure
clue.
It, like, just happened.
It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Probably, but at the same time,
I
you
think
have
this
to
has been the
ask
first
every
fight
couple
since.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound real bad. What
Ask every
level are
couple
we?
weeks. 9.
Okay, yeah. I am.
Guts is like, oh nope, I haven't leveled up for 3 levels.
Oops.
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 All right, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the session there, and we will continue on with what we have next week, which is probably a whole lot of rolling in non-combat ways,
Whoa.
perhaps.
Looking for things.
This is okay.
But before we actually end it, I do kind of want to get a sounding board of what we as characters would like to do. Now, I have my own rules set up for like the gathering and all that stuff. But is the gathering something we want to be working on? Do we want to be exploring in sort of quote-unquote shirking our responsibilities? Or some sort of combination of the two things? Because as I mentioned before, you know, the safe way, which is the path that we took to get here, was more or less explored. This place is much less explored.
I'd be kind of down on another dungeon crawl, personally. I mean, if it's to do with, if you're asking specifically, like, you know, what is our character going to be doing for this situation, I'd be looking for unique items or anything like that, more than supplies, because, I mean, most of the supplies that it sounds like they're going after is supplies that, honestly, I can just make on the spot anyway. But although I do understand that they're doing it for, you know, a community, so it is kind of needed for a bit more than just what spellcasters can do. But at the same time, yeah, like Zydrone would be like, "What? We have magic. Why are you guys worrying about food and stuff like that? You guys are surviving at the moment. You don't need to worry about having nice food." So I'd probably be personally looking for items or areas of interest.
Yeah. I'd
So I
personally be a
guess
little
I
bit
would
of both.
sort of like put it to the individual like that. Are you more interested in doing like the task put to you, or are you more interested, in going off and doing your own thing? And obviously, we have from Zydroan, and
Go.
Rick was saying before I cut him off, but
I'm fine with doing the task, but unless there's anything else that would like might be interesting or help our own individual goals. Is there magic food I can eat to become immortal?
I also want
magic
to
food?
hit pause, and there's plenty of stuff to do around here. Like the question isn't like, what do we want to do? I have nothing prepared. Like, there's plenty of stuff within this mile. So, like, that's not the question. It's more sort of, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing, or are you going off doing your own thing?
I kind of want to go off and do my own thing, but I don't want to only go off and do my own thing.
Sort
It's
of
like,
okay.
I still want to make it at least look like I'm trying to help.
And Adrian, you'd like to actually do some of the gathering. Again, you know, we'll get into that, and we'll read off the lists and stuff and the rules for it next session. What about you, Guts?
What about me?
Are you sort of sticking to the task at hand? And this is also you and the hags. In gathering the resources that are needed, or would you like to sort of not do that and sort of do your own thing?
Well, I have no. I'm not particularly looking for anything, or I'm not looking to scavenge necessarily. So I guess I'll probably be looking for resources as we intended to.
Okay.
I guess maybe keeping an eye out if anything, catches my eye.
And we're not fully getting into it. I just wanted to get sort of an idea too.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking about.
Of course,
I don't know about the hags. They might do what I do. They might have some.
Generally,
other...
they'll do what you do. Is the thing, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I think that's what I have in mind.
And I can't really ask Tadpole, but so we'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, this is the place where we're going to be setting up our camp. It's a nice little jungly, ruiny place.
Needs more walls and towers and fortifications and wards.
It needs more of them.
More. More.
So yeah, we're gonna be cutting it here. It was a good session. Some unanswered
this
things. You know, a whole bunch of those trolls managed to run away from you guys.
This is
Yeah.
okay.
So we'll see if that's the kind of thing we have issues with. And we are sort of in a brand new and sort of interesting biome here. So there is tons of stuff to explore. Although I will be honest, your NPCs are not super wanting to explore. Again, if you can convince them otherwise, that's on you.
Ready to ask.
Hold on, kiddo.
Are you about to end it? Can you have some of your soda?
It's coffee.
Well, let her know.
So don't take me as saying no. Don't want to do this, as me, Grimcat the DM, saying no, you shouldn't do this. This is just what they wish to do, or do not wish to do. Getting into it. So heads up on that. But that's all I got. Unless anyone has anything they would like to add.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Streisand, Baba Booey.
Baba boom.
Booey.
Rock lobster.
Fantastic. All right.
Oh.
Well.
Toes.
With that, I hope everybody who has been watching or will be watching has a great day, and peace out.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bah.